We're going we're going to have to deal with a very serious reality, which is that they were not the ones that set the terms. They were the ones that were supposed to fulfill the obligations. And part of the fulfillment of those obligations were that they were supposed to do what they needed to do to provide the means by which to make a transition. And that's not what they did. What they did is they created side deals to maintain their position for decades in a manner that refused to allow anybody else to step up. And now we have an entire gulf of leadership. We have an entire generation, actually, two generations, that lack the most basic leadership capabilities. And that's why you can get a freshman class of Congress people that are being bonded as submarines of the senior members of Congress and the Senate that keep pinging them. I've been watching it since 2018. They annihilated an entire generation of conscious, cognizant leadership, including leadership that would be capable of an actual strategic deployment as well as fulfillment of operational command that would be needed to engage battle or provide an airlift or maybe build an emergency facility or to come up with a strategy for how to eliminate and eradicate a terrorist cell. They just completely neglected that. And instead, they focused on a commercialized sexual economy that is based on subordination and a refusal to even account for the commerce. So now we've got two generations of leadership that have been completely voided. And they want us to still pay into some fraudulent senior retirement scheme. See, we don't have a generation now that's accruing its own retirement. We are missing two entire generations of retirement payments, and all they want to focus on is playing games with the pension system until what? We forget that we're supposed to actually have a means to take care of ourselves. See, this is the problem. Their bonds were with me, and my bonds are older than theirs. So every time they default and think they're just going to go play around at being a party participant, they have to draw on me. And am not satisfied with what they've done. None of it fit anything close to what the actual obligations were. Like it or not, all of their understanding of comfort, of prosperity, of progress, of freedom was based on the fact that they wanted to be identified as coming from a legacy of victorious warrior ancestors and ancestresses that had in their past the experience of wielding a great empire. There are terms and conditions for such things to occur. They haven't met them in more than 20 years. And now we're at a very critical point. Senseless murder and drug addiction is not a replacement for what they've squandered. I have no desire to let them lie their way into trying to de facto recharacterize their bond with me while they refuse to even acknowledge all the other ones they've defrauded in the course of trying to get me to cover them. And I'm about ready to do that thing, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to support this in any way, shape, or form. They don't have much time. See, their credit, all of their credit, came on mass carnage. And they've attempted to pay the difference with the wrong carnage. And this is a big problem. We could have been sentient people. This was why we were supposed to have leadership. We were supposed to have conscious leadership, conscientious leadership that understood the value of coming up with alternatives, making deadlines, keeping them. And that's not what they ended up doing. And I am not giving them credit, and I am not going to renegotiate on these terms. I didn't sign up for drones, and I didn't sign up for the First Amendment in that way. So we're going to have to move very quickly. I apologize. They weren't successful in killing me. I'm still alive. But I am not compromising on this matter. There were way too many things in between them and me. And they didn't seem to have saved any of them, and now they got me. And I'm about to make a formal introduction. I would appreciate you moving quickly on this. Thank you very much. I am going to need a formal response, a formal direct response. Well, one way or another, I'll get it. Thank you very much.